to tune into Spiritual Freedom Ministry. So the word that God has dropped upon my spirit is, it is getting exposed so that because your new is closed. God is saying that it is getting exposed because your new is closed. And he wants you to know that in the midst of this next and new, that he is exposing those things that cannot go with you. In the midst of your next and new, God is exposing those things that cannot go with you. God is cutting the grass and exposing the weeds to show you what has been hiding. God is cutting the grass and exposing the weeds to show you what has been hiding, what has been an imitation in your life, what has been looking like the real thing, but it really ain't. And what you've been thinking, that's it, God is saying that he's not in it. What you've been thinking, that's it, God is saying that he's not in it. And that also God wants you to know that right at the very end, he will begin doing his exposing. God is saying that right at the very end, he will begin doing his exposing. And that's going to be like right before you sign the contract, right before you walk into that marriage, right before you enter into that business deal with that person, right before you make that move, right before you say yes to that decision. God is going to expose to you the truth so that you can know why these things cannot go with you. God is going to expose to you the truth so that you can know why these things cannot go with you. And when God exposes these things to you, that's going to be truth. It's going to hurt. It's going to expose some people. It's going to expose some things. It's going to expose the whys. It's going to expose the people behind the mask. They're not who you think they are. God is going to begin to expose those things so that you do not take the things that's an imitation to your next, that's God about to walk you into as elevation. So right before you enter, there are going to be some things that's going to have to take an exit. Right before you enter, there are going to be some things that's going to have to take an exit. God wants you to know that before you go into your next, he is exposing the enemy in your now. Before you go into your next, God is exposing the enemy in your now. It is getting exposed because your new is close. It is getting exposed because your new is close. God is about to reveal them because the release of your new cannot include them. Let me say that again. God is about to reveal them because the release of your new cannot include them. Some relationships are ending so you can start your new beginning. God is saying that some relationships are ending so that you can start your new beginning. God is moving what is in your now so space for your next can be made. God is moving what is in your now. He's moving it out of the way so that the space for your next and your new can be made. Not everyone can sit or feast at the table of where you are about to be placed. God is saying not everyone can sit or feast at the table of where you are about to be placed. People are trying to feast at a table with you that your obedience paid. And they're trying to come in at the end of the race when everything is over, when all the pain is done, when all of the trials and the losses are done. That's when they're trying to come in. They're trying to come in at the end of the race to receive the blessings of your reward that they did not work for. They are trying to come in at the end of the race to receive the blessings of your reward they did not work for. That is why God is forcing his hands. God wants you to know that he is forcing his hands so that you do not go any further with what is not in his plans. God is forcing his hands so that you do not go any further with what is not in his plans. God wants you to stop bringing over what is only going to bring you under. God wants you to stop bringing over what is only going to bring you under. You are looking at how you're going to benefit from it, but God wants you to see the bondage that's going to come with it. You're looking at how you're going to benefit from it, but God sees the bondage that is going to come with it. You're looking at, oh, well, I can get this from this person, or this person can help me with this, or this right here can happen. You're looking at all these things of what looks good if you go with this decision, or you sign that contract, or you decide to go into this move with this person, or whatever it may be. But God is saying that he is stepping in with his hands because what you are trying to send out as invitation cannot go with you into your new position. God is saying that what you are trying to send out as an invitation cannot go with you into your new position. So God is declining the invitations that you sent out. God is changing their minds because they're not supposed to be a part of your move. God is changing their mind because they are not supposed to be a part of your move. So they're going to be all of a sudden job offers decline. All of a sudden the contract does not, go through. There are going to be things to where God is going to allow to fail. I won't even say fail, that God is going to allow not to go through. He's going to put a halt in it because it's like they're not supposed to be going with you. So I'm not going to allow that loan to go with that contract. I'm not going to allow this to happen. I'm not going to allow this to happen. I'm going to allow this right here to take place so that this right here don't even happen. So God is stepping in for you because what you are about to take with you was not supposed to go with you. So God wants you to know that you may see it as an attack of, man, I'm losing some things, but God wants you to know that what you see as loss is more. You see it as loss, but God wants you to know that if you was to bring them with you, it was going to be a higher cost. If you was going to bring them with you, it was going to be a higher cost. So God wants you to know that you are not losing by not bringing them with you, but you are winning because he's about to step you into a greater, bigger new.